So, what if the greatest wisdom we've ever known came from someone who might not have even existed? Today, we're diving into the Tao Te Ching. It's this timeless guide to living, left behind by a super mysterious figure we only know as Lao-tzu, or the Old Master. He apparently just vanished, leaving behind this one incredible book. Let's see what it has to say to us. Right out of the gate, the very first line hands us a puzzle. The Tao, which is the central idea of the whole book, is something you just can't pin down with words. It's the unnamable source of, well, everything. It's eternally real, but completely beyond our definitions. So, if we can't even name it, how in the world are we supposed to talk about it?
Okay, so if we can't define the Tao, how do we even begin to get it? Well, Lao Tzu's approach is actually pretty brilliant. He doesn't give us a dictionary definition. Instead, he gives us metaphors. He paints these beautiful pictures with his words, letting us kind of feel our way into understanding this unnamable concept.
I mean, this is such a powerful way to frame it, right? It's not a thing, but a source. It's like this endless well. You can draw from it forever and it never runs dry. It's described as the origin of existence itself, this quiet, hidden source that's always there, filled with infinite possibilities. You know, to really get what the Tao is all about, you have to get comfortable with paradox. The book is absolutely full of these teachings that seem like total contradictions at first, but they're designed to do that, to shake up our normal way of thinking and point us toward a much deeper truth. That's a fascinating way to look at it, isn't it? Our culture treats success and failure like they're on opposite ends of the universe. But the Tao says, hang on, they're two sides of the same coin. Whether you're flying high or you've hit rock bottom, you're in a shaky spot. True stability isn't found at either extreme, but in staying grounded no matter what. This idea of self-acceptance is just huge. We're always told to chase after some idea of perfection. But the Tao completely flips that script. It says, if you want to be whole, you have to embrace being partial. If you want to be straight, you have to accept being crooked. Real completeness comes from accepting yourself exactly as you are, not from chasing some ideal that isn't even real. Just think about water for a second. There's nothing softer or more yielding, right? But when it comes to breaking down something hard and rigid, nothing is more powerful. A stiff tree will snap in a strong wind, but a flexible blade of grass just bends and springs right back. The Tao shows us that real strength, true power, is found in gentleness, not brute force. Okay, here's another paradox that will really make you think. The power of emptiness. We're always so focused on things, on what's physically there. But what if the real value, the real utility, is in the non-being, in the empty space? Let's break this down with a few simple examples. All right, take a wheel. We see the spokes, we see the rim, all the solid parts. But what actually makes it work? It's that empty hole in the very center. That non-being is what allows the whole thing to turn and move. Without that crucial bit of emptiness, the wheel is just a useless static circle. And it's the exact same idea here. We shape clay into a pot, but the purpose of the pot, its entire reason for being, is the emptiness it holds inside. The solid part is just there to give form to the void, which is what actually holds the water. The form serves the function, and the function is emptiness. And of course, the same is true for a house. We build walls and put on a roof, but we live in the space between them. The rooms, the doorways, the windows. These are all forms of non-being, and they're what we actually use. The tangible stuff is only there to serve the intangible. It's such a simple observation, but it completely changes how you see the world. So, all this talk about paradox and emptiness, it all leads us to one of the most famous and practical ideas in the whole Tao Te Ching, Wei Wu Wei. This is a concept that offers a totally different way of approaching action in our lives. Now, doing, not doing. I know, it sounds like a contradiction, it sounds like being passive or lazy, but it's actually the exact opposite. It's all about effortless action. It's that moment when you get out of your own way, stop trying to force things, and just let the action flow through you. The doer disappears into the deed. Think about an athlete who's just in the zone, where every move is perfect and happens without thinking. Or a writer who feels like the story is just writing itself. Or a dancer who is so lost in the movement that you can't tell where they end and the dance begins. That is Wei Wu Wei. It's trusting an intelligence that's way deeper than your own conscious mind. So this is all really cool, deep, philosophical stuff, but how does any of this ancient wisdom actually apply to our crazy modern lives? Well, the Tao Te Ching isn't just abstract poetry. It gives us a really powerful framework for navigating the world we live in right now.
You can see it everywhere. In leadership, true influence comes from serving, not commanding. In conflict, sometimes the most powerful move is to yield. In your career, real peace comes from doing your work and then letting go of the outcome. And in your own personal growth, mastering yourself is where true power lies. These ideas are absolutely timeless.
So, at the end of the day, the Tao isn't some intellectual puzzle you're meant to solve. It's something you experience. It's all about coming back to your own true nature and finding this deep well of peace inside yourself, no matter what's going on in the world around you. And really, this is what it's all about. This is where the path of the Tao leads. It's this profound moment of realization. When you can just be content with who you are and what you have, that endless, frantic chase for more just kind of dissolves. And in that state of true acceptance, you find out you already have everything you need. So we'll end with this final question from the text, another one of those beautiful paradoxes to just sit with for a while. The journey of the Tao isn't about going somewhere else to find something. It's about arriving right where you already are. So the question for you is, how can you arrive without ever leaving? How can you find that center in your own life?